Some doors should never be opened, some wine should never be poured, and some secrets, well, their insatiable hunger will consume you, because what you might be holding is a Dybbuk box, and this one destroyed everyone who touched it. Our story begins in Portland, Oregon, in 2001. Kevin Manis, a local antiques dealer with a fascination for estate sales, stumbled upon a peculiar item, an ornate Jewish wine cabinet from the estate of a 103-year-old Holocaust survivor named Havilah. It came with a warning, but curiosity, as always, is a cruel mistress. Kevin was told plainly, this box was never to be opened. Havilah had insisted it was locked for a reason. Inside, she said, was an entity so malevolent she feared it until her dying breath. But Kevin didn't listen, and that was his first mistake. The moment he brought the box to his antique shop, everything changed. The atmosphere grew dense. Light bulbs burst without cause. Shadows flickered across the walls where no light moved. And then, he opened it. Inside were a few seemingly harmless trinkets, a 1920s wheat penny, a lock of blonde hair tied with string, a small goblet, a granite slab engraved with the Hebrew word shalom, and 2 dried rosebuds. Innocent, perhaps, but only at first glance. That night, Kevin had a dream he'd never forget. He was visited by a terrifying woman. Her skin was like old parchment. Her eyes were sunken, blackened. Her voice, it wasn't a whisper. It was the sound of bone dragged across concrete. She didn't speak, she screamed. And when Kevin woke up in a cold sweat, he could still smell the jasmine. Thick, suffocating. He gave the box to his mother as a gift. That afternoon, she suffered a sudden stroke. From there, it got worse. The box began to pass from hand to hand. Kevin sold it, twice, but it always came back. Every new owner suffered. Unexplainable illnesses, terrifying visions, and vivid nightmares of the same old woman. One man awoke with tears of blood streaming down his cheeks. Another had every mirror in his home shatter, all at once. Kevin tried to rid himself of it again. He listed it online. He gave it away. But no matter where it went, it found its way back. One morning, it appeared on his doorstep with a note attached. Take this evil back. Desperate and terrified, Kevin contacted a paranormal investigator. Finally, the truth emerged. What Havilah had trapped inside wasn't just a ghost. It was a Dybbuk. In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a dislocated soul, a malevolent spirit that refuses to move on, clinging to objects or people, feeding on pain, fear, and trauma. It doesn't rest. It possesses. The theory? Havilah had sealed the Dybbuk inside the box during World War II, a final act of spiritual warfare, her last desperate attempt to contain something truly evil. But by opening the box, Kevin had broken the seal. He tried to bury it, to lock it away. But that night, he was attacked in his sleep, dragged into a pit of darkness by clawed, skeletal hands. He woke covered in scratches, bleeding from his back. This was no longer coincidence. It was warfare. Eventually, Kevin partnered with a professor of Jewish studies to perform a sealing ritual. Together, they placed the Dybbuk box in a gold-lined acacia wood crate, sealed it with ritual wax, and hid it away in a secret location. For years, the world forgot the Dybbuk box. But evil has a long memory. In 2012, it surfaced again. Zachary B., a collector of haunted artifacts, purchased the box from Kevin. He wanted it for his private collection, his so-called haunted museum. He didn't believe the stories. He thought it was all psychological. Hysteria, maybe. Delusion. But within days, Zachary began to deteriorate. His hair fell out in clumps. He heard guttural growls echoing through his home. Objects hurled themselves across rooms. And then, the final blow. His beloved dog, healthy and energetic, dropped dead without warning. Still, Zachary refused to believe, until the night he blacked out and woke up alone in the desert, barefoot, bleeding, with no idea how he'd gotten there. He documented everything, posted it online, and the story went viral. Paranormal experts and skeptics alike traveled to see the Dybbuk Box. Some claimed to feel faint or violently ill just being in the same room. Others reported hallucinations, whispers, shadows, a sense that something ancient was watching them and waiting. And then came the twist no one saw coming. Post Malone. Yes, that Post Malone. In 2018, the Grammy-nominated artist visited Zachary's museum. He was shown the Dybbuk Box and made the mistake of touching it. What followed was a cascade of calamity. Within weeks, Post Malone's private jet was forced into an emergency landing after its tires blew out mid-air. Days later, his Rolls-Royce was totaled in a near-fatal crash. Then his old home was burglarized. 3 potentially deadly incidents, all within a single month. Coincidence? Or did he awaken the spirit's wrath? By 2020, curiosity had reached a fever pitch. Zachary hosted a live-streamed event. The goal? To open the box on camera. Thousands tuned in. And then, things went wrong. The stream glitched. Viewers swore they saw a dark figure standing behind Zachary. The museum's entire security system went offline. Zachary collapsed midstream, convulsing violently. Emergency responders found him unconscious on the floor. He survived, but from that day on he never spoke about what he saw inside. So what is the Dybbuk Box, really? Some say it's a powerful psychological weapon. That fear is the infection, that stories are more dangerous than spirits. Others insist the curse is real, that it feeds, that it waits for new hosts, new vessels. Even skeptics who've held the box, people with no belief in the supernatural, report oddities, sudden illness, nightmares, voices, a lingering scent of jasmine that clings to their clothes for days. Maybe the box isn't haunted. Maybe it's something else entirely. A mirror, reflecting the darkness we carry within, a test of spirit and sanity. But then again, maybe Havilah was right. Maybe something truly wicked lives inside that cabinet. Something ancient, something restless, and maybe it still wants out. So if you ever find yourself in a dusty old shop, staring at a wooden cabinet sealed with wax, and it calls to you, if you smell jasmine or hear something whisper your name in a language you don't understand, walk away. Do not touch it. Do not open it. Because some boxes were never meant to be opened. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss any new tales.